I have spent $400 in a grocery store in my city. So in the result, you'll see it start working. I will explain you later on what is it. And on our page, we see that expenses was added, grocery shopping, it's labeled by food. We have a description, we have an amount, and we have the date, exactly the date when we record that information. At some point of time, most of you trying to manage their budget, try to put all the expenses and all the income transaction in one place to understand how much money they spend. And for that reason, we use the different applications, we use Google Sheets or even Notes. But in that case, we have the big problem. The problem is where you start managing your budget. You forget to record some incomes and expenses by the end of the day. And then in another day, you forget one more time. And then you realize that for the last week you do not write any transactions and you don't even remember which transaction was for which purposes. I had the same problem, and the solution for me, it was to simplify that thing as much as I can. That's why I create an AI automation which handle all the transactions and all the incomes and expenses, put it in one place, very useful place, where I can handle all of the things, I can track them. For that, I just use the messenger. For me, it's a Telegram bot, where I just record an audio each time I spend some money. It's pretty simple for me, it took me 4 to 5 seconds, and then all the data immediately goes to my Notion page where I have all the data, all the statistics and all the needed information. So right now I will show you how to do exactly the same thing for you, but first of all, let me show you how it will look like and what you will get and how it works. So first of all, let's take a look in our Notion page. So we have some budget management Notion template, so no worries, I will give all the needed links for the template, so you can just copy and paste all of this stuff, configure it as I will show you, and then you will have all the same things on your own. So we have the dashboards when we have the total expenses, total income with all the data, and we have also expenses, income tables where we can take a look on every expenses which we made and all of the things made automatically. So I don't write any information directly to the Notion, I just record my audio to the Telegram bot. So let's take a look how this automation looks like, and let's record some audio and take a look how it will works. So now let's record some audio for the expenses. For example, we have spent some money in the grocery store. I have spent $400 in a grocery store in my city. After we record this, it automatically handled by AI, by automation, and we will see the result. So in the result, you will see it start working. I will explain you later on what is it, where to get it and how it works, so you can configure it on your own. But let's take a look on the result in our Notion page. And on our page, we see that expenses was added, grocery shopping, it's labeled by food. We have a description, we have an amount, and we have the date, exactly the date when we record that information. And also all the things like statistics and so on was updated. So now I will show you how to do the same things. And first of all, what is this service? This is make.com. If you don't know what is it, I will have the link below in the description, so you can register in make.com. This is a service where you can do a lot of different automation, not only with the AI, but especially with the AI, which I will show you. So you can do whatever you want, so register and then start using it, and I will share you by the end of this video. Also in the description you will have the information how to get the template for exactly the same automation that I will show you right now. So now I will show you how to create this automation and how it works. So after you will import it, so for example you need to do like 3 dots, import blueprints and import the file which you will find in the description. And then we need to configure a couple of things, and I will explain each of them so you will understand what you need to change if in the future you want to create any other automation or you want to add some kind of customization. So the first step is we need to get an audio file. I have used the Telegram bot because it's a messenger which I use most of the time, but you can use any other like WhatsApp or any other. It will configure in the same way, so I will just show you an example and you just can change on any other messenger are you using. And the first things which we need to do is we need to connect our Telegram bot to the make.com. And to do that, we need to create Telegram bot. And it's pretty simple. We can do that in a few small steps. So first of all, we need to go to the Telegram and find the bot which called botfather. So we need just to type botfather and we need to find the official bot from the Telegram where we need to create our new bot. And we need to write just new bot. And we have a couple of instructions like the name, for example, my name for money budget. That's just the name of your bot, which will show you like a name and surname of your contacts. And then we need to put the username. This is a unique name, so we need to do something like whatever you want, but it should be unique. And by the end, you need to put the bot thing. So for example, it should be, and that's all. That's all we did. We just created our Telegram bot, and we have the things which we need. It's like the API key. With this API key, we will connect our Telegram bot to make.com to make all of this automation works. And also, we have the link to our bots, so we can just go through this link. Let's copy the API key first. Go to this link, and this is our bot, my name for money budget. We can change this name, we can change the description, profile picture, and so on. Just put the start, and then after you connect it to the make.com and start your automation, you need to record your audio right to this bot. So let's come back to the make.com and we need to add our just created bot. Then we will find the webhook name, connection, so no worries if you don't know what is a webhook and so on. We just need to put add, put the name of our new connection to the Telegram bot, put the token which we just copied before, and click save. I already saved to my Telegram bot, so I want to change it, so I want to use exactly the same. And the next step, we need to download the file. And to do that, we also need to connect to our bot, but we need to connect to the same bot. So for example, you cannot create one bot and another one because the first part, it just wait for an update. And after it, we will have all the details which we get from the message and we will have the audio file. But this is just audio file. It's not like the real file, it's just an audio message. And we need to convert that audio message to real file because in the future we need to convert the audio file to the text with the power of OpenAI with the chatgpt, but not just chatgpt. I will tell about that later on. And for that reason, we need to add new node like Telegram bot download a file. So let's take a look how we can work with it. So we put the connection and we need to specify the file ID. So where should we find the file ID? We can just tap to this field and we will find everything which the first node returned for us. So we have a lot of different data. For example, text, we have message ID, and as you see, we have some examples of the data, and especially for us, we are looking for the voice message, and it's on the voice, and here we have file ID. So we just tap on it, and it will add, but I will return because I already have the same message. We put the save, and then if you will see here the result of my running automation previously, which I show you, we can see the input is the file ID which we have, and an output. We have the file name and we have also the data. So this is how our file looks like for the computer, so no worries about this data. Then what we need to do, we need to connect our OpenAI account to be able to transcript audio to text. For that reason, we have create a transcription with a model named Whisper. And then we need to pass our file to it, and in the result, we will get just the text what we just tell in our message. To do that, we need to add some account credentials. So for that reason, how we can do that? We need to put add, and then if you have any trouble, any questions, or you don't know what to put in some of the fields, you have a lot of useful tips from the make.com and the links with the information where you can find the API key. So for example, they tell us that we need to create an API key at OpenAI account API key. So we can just click on that and it will redirect us to platform.openai.com. So then let's go to the platform openai.com and I will show you where we can find all the data needed to connect our ChatGPT account. So on this site, we need to go to our profile, and inside the profile, we need to create an API key and we need to get the organization ID as well. So I will show you where we can find it. Go to your profile. In general, we already find the organization ID, the things which we will put, for example, like let me show you, when we add the connection, we need also organization ID. And also we need to put API keys. So we just need to create new secret key, put some name, whatever you want, select the project, you can leave just default project, like delete example key. I will write this name just to not forget to delete that key, because it's very important that nobody will show and will know your private key, because if they know, they can use your API and they will charge you money to pay for the API calls. So for that reason, I will remove it immediately after I will done with that. So I need to use the project, for example, default project, create new secret key, and we will have the secret key which will connect to OpenAI account. Okay, then we put done, and as I told you before, I will find the delete example key and I will remove it because it's not secure. And I have used another connection. So for example, I already connect my account, and after you connect your account, you will be able to put all of the fields, and I will show you which one is required and what should you specify. The first one is the model. Model we will use is a Whisper one, so just leave it like it was. And also the file, it will be put it automatically, but this is the file which we get before in the second step, which we download our audio file. Then we can specify the prompt, but we don't need to because it's already understand that you need to transcribe the audio to text. Response format, leave JSON, and temperature change to 0.2. Temperature is the field which you will see a lot of the times when you work with the ChatGPT, with the OpenAI products. It's the field which tells you how creative should be an answer. So for example, if the more temperature you have, the more creative and random answers you will get. That's created to some of the reason, but for our task, we need to create the temperature a little bit lower because I prefer not to give an opportunity to ChatGPT to think what I'm saying. Let's just write to me everything which I just tell to him before. And then click Save. What we will get after this step? After this step, we will get the text. So as you see, this is the text which I told to our Telegram bot before. I have spent $400 in a grocery store in my city. And then we need to do some kind of formatting and converting with this data. So the next step is we need to add the current date, because ChatGPT, it doesn't know what is the current date. It doesn't know about it, nothing. So we need to specify this data to use in the future, because in our Notion table, we need to specify the date where the transaction was made. So that's why we add set variable tools, where we specify the value current date, I mean the name of the variable, and no worries about the hard points of some specific words like variable name and so on. And the value would be like this. So you need just copy and paste or just use my templates. All details would be in the description below, and it will work. So no worries, you can just generate this stuff in the ChatGPT, and I want to explain you like this is a programming function and so on. Just copy and paste and it will work. Then we put save, and that's all. So in the result, we will have the current date, and the value of our current date is the 2nd of March. So later on, we need to do something with our text. So we get some text from our audio and we need to convert it in a comfortable way. So we cannot just put this text to some table because we don't know which part of the text put to which columns. So we need to somehow format this stuff. For that reason, I have created an assistant and we need to connect that assistant to our make.com. So we create the node called message and assistant from OpenAI. And before that, we need to create that assistant. To do that, we need to go back to the platform.openai.com and create an assistant. So I will show you in a second how to create it and what we need to specify on it. In our OpenAI account, we need to go to the playground, then to an assistant, and we need to create a new assistant. So you can click here, create an assistant, or maybe you already have some kind of assistant. And then we need to specify a couple of things. First of all is the name. It's just a name for you to comfortable find it in the future. Then the system instruction. System instruction is like the predefined instruction for your ChatGPT assistant, what it should do, who it is, and so on. So I have the detailed instructions. It's pretty big. You can do pause and just rewrite it, or you will find all of these details, also the instruction and the schema, which I will show you later on. You can find in the description, so I will leave all the files so you can just download it, copy, paste, and you will have the same automation works on your machine. So you can do save. This is the instruction code that's okay. What it's supposed to do, it should get the data from the income or expenses. You need to figure out which one income or expenses it is and do some other transformation, like to create something like this. So we need name, type, category, amount, and the description. Then we need to specify the model. So I will use ChatGPT 4o. Then we need to turn off file search, content interpreter, because for that task we don't need them. And also we need to specify the response format. I suggest you to change it from text to JSON schema and to create some JSON schema. I will show you how it looks like. It looks a little bit hard, but to be honest, it's pretty simple. You just understand that we have the properties and we specify all the properties that we want to get. It's like a name, with the type of the string is the type, with the type of the string is the category type of the string, amount, type of the number, and so on and so forth. And also this file I will provide you so you can get it in the description. Then we need to change two parameters. It's temperature, as I told you before, you need to specify 0.2 for our exact task. And also we have top P, just put it 0.5. It looks like the same as the temperature, but it's a little bit different parameter, which explains you how much different responses and how big your response will be. It's, if I will explain you, just if I will simplify to you this explanation, but just believe me and just put it 0.5, and then if you want to understand how it works better, you can just take a look on the description here. So it's a controls diversity via nucleus sampling, means half of all likelihood weighted options are considered. If you don't understand what it means, you can just copy it and paste to the ChatGPT and say, please explain me that sentence. What is it, how it looks like, give me some examples, or explain me as for 10 years old boy or girl, whatever, and you will get pretty simple explanations. And that's all. So we have an assistant, so let's take a look how it will work. So for example, we will provide to him some information. We run, it will think, it will analyze, and then it will return for us the structure which we have asked for it. So the name, eBay closest purchase, type expense, category it's a shopping, amount 200, and the description purchase of new clothes on eBay. So as you see, it's even understand that eBay should be written like that. So that's how it will work. And right now let's connect this assistant to our make.com, so we will have the same things but automatically. So for that reason, we need to connect the same account as we connected before, and then we need just to specify an assistant. So when you create an assistant, you will have a drop down and you will see all the assistants you have. So you just choose the assistant which you just created, and that's all. Then role specify the user, because the user is when we write the message to the assistant, not the response from the ChatGPT. So for our reason, we need to use the user, and then we need to specify the message. So where we can find this message? We just tap to the message, and we remember that after the first part, we have the voice message. After the second part, the second node, it was returned for us a file. And the third part, we convert this file to the text. So the text which we get from the third step is the right text which we need to provide to our assistant. So we just tap on the text, and as you see, it will be added. And then we need, by the way, we don't need to specify the image file, image URL, thread ID, tooltools, and so on and so forth. So that's only things that we need to specify, and put save. That's all. And let's take a look what we will get in the result. And in the result, we will have the field result with all of this stuff that we saw before. But this is in one field. So we will have just field result and all of the data in JSON format. And right now we need somehow to retrieve all of the name, description, category, one by one, not in a batch. So for that reason, we need to parse all of this data to get the split variables. For that, we add JSON parse JSON node. And here we need to create a data structure. Data structure is something the same that we created before in our assistant, so like JSON structure. It created pretty simple, so you need just to put add, or I will just show you the edit version of my. So I just specify name, type text, description, type text. So it looks almost the same as a JSON structure, JSON schema that we specify in an assistant, but in a very simplest way with a good user experience. So you just need to specify all of this data which we get from ChatGPT Assistant, and pretty that's all. And here we just need to put the data which we get. So this is the result. You remember, here we have the result, and this is a JSON string which we get from an assistant. And that's all. And then what we will get in the result? We will have name, type, category, and as you see, this is the separate values which we can use to specify for each column in our Notion table. So the last thing that we need to do is we need to create the router, and we need to understand to which table we need to write. To expenses, either income. For that reason, we create a router, and I have connected two databases, expense and income. How to do that? We need to create a Notion, create a database item. And here we need to specify, first of all, Notion connection. And you can do that like just put add, put the connection type, Notion internal, and then integration token you will get in your settings in your personal Notion page. You will just go to the settings, connections, and then add or configure new connections, and you will get this token. And after this, we need to select from the list, enter the database ID. We need to leave this fields like that. And here we need to do the search query, just leave empty and put OK. And right now I will see the three tables which I give permission to. If you don't do, if you do nothing, you will see nothing. So let me show you how we need to grant some permissions and some access in our Notion tables to allow make.com see all of that table. So just let's go back to the Notion page, and we will see accounts, expenses. Let's take a look on the expenses. We just need to put on the three dots connections, and we just need to do the active connections make.com and connect our make to this table. Let's also show you where we can find the API key for Notion connections, because if you don't do this, you won't be able to connect your Notion page. So for doing this, we need to go to our profile. So I just come to the My Profile settings, and then we need to find the connections. And inside the connections, we need to put develop or manage integrations. And it will open the new page. As you see, I already have Make connected, but you need to put the new integration. You need to find the workspace. If you have the several workspaces, you need to type internal, And pretty much that's all. Then you put the save. Okay, we need to specify integration name, of course, make to save, and after that you can configure and you will see the internal integration secret. This is a token which you need to specify in make.com. So I will remove that integration because I don't need it. Delete this integration, close it, and then you need to do the same thing. So you need to do the connection and connect to your created integration, like connected integration, for 3 tables, for income, expenses, and account as well. Why for the account? Because this table also, as you see, we have the properties, and one of the properties is the account. If you don't give the permission to see the account, you won't be able to create the field with the account. So let's come back to our make.com, and after you connect the database, it's called like database, not the table, you will see all of that fields, and we just need to specify which fields we need to put for all of that column. This is a column name, label, description. So as you see, it's the same like name, description, label, and so on. And then we need to put the name and all other fields. And we get the fields from the JSON node. Like we have the name, type, category, and so on. So we just put all of these fields, except one place is the date. So date, as you remember, we create some separate tool set variable. So we need to get the date from the tool set variable node current date. Then put the save and all the things you need to do with the income table. And then we need to specify the filter, how make.com will understand which row for which table. So for example, we can click here, we put the type from this part and equals to expense. And if we will have type expense, it will go to this way. If we will have type called income, we will go to this way. And pretty much that's all. So that's all what we have. It's configured pretty simple, so you can just configure your Telegram bot, your OpenAI account, your assistant and Notion table connection, and you will have the same automation. And then you need to just to put run once, or you need just to publish it and it will work. Always waiting for the new messages. Just for the testing, let's do this one more time, and I will go to the Telegram bot and let's add some income transaction. I earned $1,000 by making some AI automation tools on the freelance platform right now. And we will see it's get the audio, download the file, transcript, add current date, then put it to the assistant, which will return for us some structured data. Then this structured data we need to go to the variables with the JSON, and as you see we have create database item in income table. So let's take a look to the income table, income, and we have side hustle earning for creating AI automation tools on the freelance platform, freelance AI automation, $1,000, and here we also have all the data updated. A small reminder, if you want to register in make.com, so all the links you will find in the description below, also the links where you can download the blueprints and the template for the make.com, for the Notion page, and all the data for OpenAI assistant, and so on and so forth. So use it, start your own journey in AI automation. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel if you like it, and also put the like button. And if you have any question, or maybe you have some ideas of what you want to see next, what kind of automation you want to see next, just write in the comments below. I will read it, and if our viewers will find it interesting, I definitely will record the new video with the new automation that you will mention.